Rutgers is terrible, and I hate to say that because, not only did I go to the school, I'm a staunch supporter of the football team, but they're horrible. Rutgers got dominated by an Illinois team, which is also at the basement of the Big Ten, in Piscataway last week. What I don't understand is, you could say all you want of how bad Rutgers is, and I get that because it's blatantly obvious this season. You can't deny the progress they made from 16 to 17, where they went from 2 to 4 wins, and Chris Ash he earned that little contract extension. He did. This team was in the basement when he had a bare cupboard when he took over. He gets them to 3 Big Ten wins, 4 overall wins. They missed about 2 or 3 games last season. This is a team that could have won 6 or 7 games last year and should have went to a bowl game. You need good defensive play, which they absolutely don't have. And it blows my mind because you have a guy in Chris Ash who is the Ohio State defensive coordinator. Now, mind you, under Urban Meyer, you have the best of the best recruits, but Chris Ash should have this mentality. All right, this is how you build to get to that point. The guy was at Wisconsin before that. This guy should know how to build a defensive-minded team. How does your defense get worse every single year? They've had the same defensive... Talk about continuity, by the way. They've had the same defensive coordinator in Jay Neiman for the last 3 years. All 3 years under Chris Ash. People preach continuity in college football programs, and yet Rutgers has continuity on the defensive side. I get losing guys to injury, losing guys to graduation, to the pros, all of that. I get it. I get their depth stinks because they've had a lot of decommitments and guys kicked off the team. But if you have continuity coaching-wise, defensively, how are you getting worse? People forget, this was a top 10 team back in 2006. Rutgers, if they were undefeated that year, I can make the argument, they would have played in the national championship. That's where that program was at one point, about a decade ago. And it's amazing how they've fallen flat on their faces.